Good deeds does not require grade. Beautiful talk, Anika. Beautiful talk. And now we have in our midst Miss Evie Khanai Gertrude. And Evie is the co-founder of MTech. She's also the manager or managing director for Java Coffee Bar. How many of y'all know about Java Coffee Bar? Exactly, y'all. You know, when she's right at the back there, so you're gonna tell her how lovely her food is. And she's also the co-founder for Sites Guyana. So if you have a business and you're looking to build a website, you know who to contact. It is quite simple. It is user-friendly. It is everything. Everything and a bag of chips. Please help me welcome Evie Khanai Gertrude as she speaks to us on being the best you.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. So Anija messaged me and asked me if I would speak, and then she said, "You have 2 minutes." I said, "Anija, have you met me?" Because I like to talk a lot, so we were like back and forth. I'm like, do you think I can do this in 2 minutes? I think I should send you the speech and maybe you read it, and if you can't make it in 2 minutes, we'll rewrite it. But you know, she's great, and so you're so lucky to have her. She's such a hard worker, and she has such a passion for what she's doing. I wanted to talk to you about being the best you with the people that matter most, because it's something that I've been experiencing currently. Just about a month ago, there was a fire in a unit next to us at the Giftland Mall, and we were affected, so affected. And I'm still going through a hard time with it. I can tell you every screw in that place, and I can tell you every pipe that laid, every socket that went in, I was there. And I would go home in the afternoons, and my kids that usually have so much energy and are always bouncing and always want to dance and read would lie on the bed with me and just be quiet and just be still. And it took me a couple of days to realize that they were feeding off of my energy, my sadness. They realized Mommy was sad, something was wrong. So I left it all at the door the minute I realized it. When I went home, I'm like, let's dance, let's do something. I would actively take part in making sure they were having fun in the afternoons when I came home. And that's all, and it's about being your best self with the people that matter most. Women are contortionists, not just bending, but comfortably flexing into extreme positions to satisfy the needs, whims, and fancy of our spouses, children, and those in our care. It is sometimes hard to know when me as an individual begins and when me as what others need ends. After a long day as entrepreneurs, I like to use that term, it is suspect that we give what's left over of our energy or lack thereof to those with whom we are closest. Sometimes we realize it and we correct it, but sometimes we don't, and it unfortunately causes us some amount of grief. But one thing is certain, if we are our best selves, then we have done our due diligence in setting an example of virtue. This reasoning, I hope, will move you beyond your own purview and ask, am I being my best self? Am I investing the best of me in the generation that I am entrusted with? I have a 4-year-old. Like I mentioned, I have 2 kids. And when people say to me, she's just like you, I smile and say thank you. But then my mind begins racing. Does that mean she's good, she's kind, that she's brave, all the things I want to be? Or does it mean that she's a little bit strong-willed to the point of stubborn and a procrastinator sometimes? I don't know. I just have to hope, or I just have to actively ensure that I'm doing my best to transfer the best of me to her. My father taught me that there must be progression in every generation. It was his definition of evolution. He would put it this way: I'm a hustler, you need to be a professional, and your children need to be specialists. Thankfully today, because of my parents and everybody that's invested in me, I am a professional, And I am paying it forward to ensure the next generation, not only my kids, but anybody that I can encourage, can be a specialist in what they do. It's not only about what you do in this lifetime, it's how you set the path for the future generations to emerge beyond themselves and keep with them your presence, the goodness, and the best parts of you that will be branded in their hearts and minds. Thank you so much to Selwyn. It's been a great journey since I met you, and I'm so happy to be here and be part of Brand New.
Okay. Thank you, Evie, for those amazing words. Indeed, as women, as generally as mankind, we are going to face problems in life. And I could relate so much to when she said, some things just come and just knock the wind out of you. And you're moping around the house, and you're not realizing who you're affecting. Just last month, I myself was going through some problems, or I don't know, when you begin to overthink some things and just all of a sudden the clouds start to cripple on in, and then the rain starts to pour, and then you see actual rain in the morning when you get up. But Mr. Collins got up and he said, Anitra, get up. I have something for you to do. And this is how we're here. I also would like to, before I go on to our next speaker, I would like to just mention that the artwork on the banners was done by our very own Evie, so let's give her a round of applause. Look how professional they're done. Isn't she amazing? And she literally whipped this up in like about a couple minutes. I'm like, wow. I can't even draw, but wow. So up next, we have with us a person who just told me that she hasn't performed since 2015. So 3 years later, she is performing. How privileged are we to have Miss Roshelle Christie saying a poem inspired by the song For Women by Nina Simone. So help me welcome, a big welcome to Roshelle Christie.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys. I asked my friend to print out my poem, and she printed like this. So, thank you, Mosa. Yes, this poem was inspired by Nina Simone's For Women. Mosa wrote a play, brilliant play, award-winning play called Sada, and the first time I heard this song. And everything about this song, the four different women, the four different types of women, some of us, we all not the same, but sometimes we might have different struggles, but that's the reason that we have to support each other. That's the reason we have to be there for each other. Some of these women, some might think they're hopeless, but nobody is hopeless. And as our guy is saying, woman don't fall. Okay, still nervous. Her skin is black and blue like the soul of those who brought pain to her doorstep. Yet with every step she flows with grace and purpose. Her cries are a melody because her pain is just a memory that lurks but never hurt because she's been through worse. She's even grown accustomed to crack whips, so she never flinches or whimpers. She keeps her back straight, protecting herself. Knowing she gotta be strong and fight for the next generation. Fight for those little black girls like Tamika and Shaniqua with their nappy, happy, woolly hair. She will teach them how to be strong through the booze and the stairs. She will never turn her back because she chooses to care. Thank you, Aunt Sarah. Aunt Sarah. She's the girl next door, but she's been around the block. Now she has come back to her senses, thinking she should have never messed with those losers. She was never born to win, but she should have left those losers. I asked her what's her name, and she said Symphonia, but somehow it sounded like a symphony, so I asked her to sing for me, and she said, yes, I will sing for you, and she sang I'm on top of the world because she has to. She was born out of wedlock. Her parents' bedrock and wrinkled sin. Her light yellow skin and long hair made her feel superior in some areas. Her father living the life with his wife make her feel inferior in that area. Her parents coming together never made music like symphonies. So she's just Sarphonia, but she sang for me. She loved the smoke and mirrors so she could lie to herself. She loved the smoke in front of mirrors because she really liked herself. Hips, slips, and tan ties. She sold herself more than 10 times. Changed her name more than 10 times. Today, her name is Sweet Thing. As if a name could change the bitterness and ease the pain, but you could call her whatever you wish as long as you pain. Smart girl. But her brain is on timeout. Whoever she's with, it's their time now. They told her time heal all wounds, but she's been hurting from the womb. So she's wondering how much time she got left, because every time she thinks it's her time, she gets left. It seems like she can't get anything right. So she's wondering if she'll have to be Sweet Thing for the rest of her life. She's so bitter these days, still thinking she's paying for her parents' mistakes, as if it was their fault they were slaves. She thinks they didn't give her that advantage, send her out in the world with looks that is average. So she curses her brown skin as if it's the cause of all her problems. Her life has been rough, so she's used to violence. She thinks she has to be tough, so she reverts to violence. Afraid to plant a seed, so she's not yet had her firstborn. I mean, her parents named her Peaches. She thinks that's the reason she was picked on. She's wondering why she can't get everything right. And why her life has to be like this. Now she's all alone. She's left to pick up the pieces. Now she's all alone. She looks up to Jesus. Thank you.